All killer, no filler. Hello fellow fellers and welcome to FanZcene, and today I have for you, it looks like the documentary In Search of Darkness is getting a part 2.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
What the hell are we dealing with?
Evil. We have such sights to show you.
It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
Sometimes that is better.
Show me.
I'm super excited for this sequel to this documentary because In Search of Darkness, which I did a review for here on my channel, which I'll put a link up here for you guys to click on so you can see if you want to watch it. It's probably my most favorite documentary I've ever watched. And even though the documentary is about 4.5 hours long, after watching it, you felt like there could be more. You wanted to hear more. You wanted it to continue. And I'm so glad that it's going to continue because they recently announced that on October 2020, they will be making we will be getting In Search of Darkness 2, a further journey into iconic 80s horror, which I cannot wait for. I'm a huge fan of movies, and 80s movies in general is probably my most favorite decade for movies, from comedy to action to drama to sci-fi and to horror, because those movies were just so much more creative, so much more passion, and just, I don't know, just so much more put into them, it feels, than modern movies, in my opinion. And to see that we're getting another documentary with more 80s horror icons and fans and creators and more topics of that time and more movies, just is truly exciting. And Robin Block, who is the creator of In Search of Darkness and the founder of Creator VC, who makes the In Search of Darkness documentary, and also is making In Search of Tomorrow, the definitive 80s sci-fi documentary, which I'm super pumped for that as well. That's going to be a good one, guys. He recently did an interview with Bloody Flicks, and he was asked about what fans can expect in Search of Darkness 2, and his answer, I absolutely loved his answer. He said, "We're developing an entirely new and immersive experience for fans of 80s horror and want to make history. Our work is by the fans, for the fans, and is essentially fandom creating content for itself. In Search of Darkness Part 2 will be jam-packed full of new interviews with icons of 80s horror, unseen footage, and a deep dive into a unique selection of topics and movies." We, the fans, I think we may not always get along. We may not always agree on everything. We may all have our own opinions and beliefs. But we are, as far as I'm concerned, are the backbone for any form of entertainment. And to see that somebody like Robin Block and his company Creator VC, who are making these fantastic documentaries, is trying to strive to build a community for the fans, by the fans, you know, whether it be 80s horror like this and, you know, the sci-fi documentary that they're putting out, they're creating a community for that too. I know they are. It's amazing and it's great, and I'm super excited for it. And if you guys want to read this whole article, I'll put a link down below for you guys. It's a really good read. It's a really good interview. He was also asked about a documentary on 90s horror, and he said, "Yes, development of our 90s horror documentary begins next year. Watch this space." Now that would be really interesting too, because horror in the 90s was at a really weird place. It wasn't, you know, it was a bit different than 80s horror, I would say. But that would be really interesting to see and hear all the stories from the creators and fans and actors and actresses of those movies. So I'll be looking forward to that as well too. You know, In Search of Darkness Part 2, In Search of Tomorrow, the definitive 80s sci-fi documentary, the 90s horror documentary, whatever else these guys come up with is just going to be great. And you know it's going to be for the fans, by the fans. So please sound off in the comments below what you guys think about the sequel to this documentary. And if you do want to watch this documentary, you can still get it. You can go through Creator VC to get a copy of it. And also, if you're into streaming, the horror streaming service Shudder, which is only like $6 a month, will be streaming the documentary starting in July of 2020. So there you go. I highly suggest you guys watch it. Please leave me some comments below what you think about all this. And if you liked this video, please give it a like. If you didn't, you can go ahead and give it a dislike, but that's up to you. Share the video out for everybody to see. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. And wherever you are, have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Godspeed.
come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Let's dance. My name is